People say good communication can solve all your problems. Is that true? In my personal opinion, good communication, even if it cannot solve the problem, but it will simplify the problem statement to a large extent that the problem itself can be solvable. Hi, my name is Girija Shankar and I have been in the corporate job for the past 2 decades solving business problems for my customers. And I'm here today to talk about top 9 skills of effective communication. Point number 1, be an attentive listener. Listening is the most powerful aspect of communication. If you listen to the other person carefully, you would be able to understand the person and you'd be able to take action. Listen, understand, and act. And here are the few tips to be an attentive listener. Have the right eye contact with the speaker and have the focus on the undivided attention. Don't be multitasking and ask the right question to the speaker so that you can clarify then and there. And most importantly, you have the right body posture. And usually we tend to lean forward when we speak to the speaker. Point number 2, be clear in your communication. You need to be precise and unambiguous in your communication. You need to provide facts and figures in order to strengthen the message what you are delivering to your audience. People say that thoughts, words, and actions need to be aligned. If they are not aligned, that gives a wrong message to your audience. And here are the few tips to be clear in your communication. Number 1, be simple. Use simple vocabulary. Be clear in your intent and use active voice while communicating the message to the audience. Point number 3, setting the context. My mentor, Blair, and he says that, hey, it's not the message, it's not what you speak, but how you speak. So it's the context or the background what is really important. It is the context, it is not the content. So you need to provide a background to your audience when you say something. And you can expect feedback from your audience. And be ready to provide the actions to your audience so that they are able to reciprocate better. The fourth aspect of effective communication is bring the visual aids to strengthen your communication. Be visual. And it is said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And it is the human psychology. Humans, they remember pictures more than the words. And that is where you need to bring in all those visual aids, charts, graphs, pictures in your communication. Next aspect is non-verbal communication. You need to watch the tone, eye contact, and facial expression, and most importantly, hand gestures. People say that somebody who uses the hand gestures in the right way, he seems to be the confident speaker. Please use these aspects to your advantage. Be relaxed. This is the most important aspect of communication. And having stress and anxiety, it reflects on the message what you are delivering to your audience. It says, are you in the fight mode or in the flight mode? Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Being in the fight mode, you tend to react to those situations. And being in the flight mode, you tend to respond to the situations with cool and calmness in your mind. Next aspect of communication is show empathy. You may be able to deliver a message to your audience, and your audience may not be able to reciprocate very well. They may not agree with you, and there may be a conflict what you say and or what audience thinks about it. And that is where you need to show empathy to the other person's understanding, other person's point of view. And you need to have the mutual respect for each other. And at the end of the day, you need to learn that technique of agree to disagree. By having mutual respect for each other, and it improves the kind of respect and the dignity for each other. Last and not the least, but rather two other points I wanted to say. Give and receive feedback, and I think that is the most important part of effective communication, because unless you give feedback to your audience and unless you receive feedback from your audience, you will not be able to implement those incremental changes neither in you nor in your audience. Hence, give and receive feedback is the most important aspect. And lastly, know your audience. That is the most important aspect I should have talked about it. Unless you know your audience better, you will not be able to engage with them. You will not be able to communicate better with them. And you will not be able to establish relationship bond with them. So you need to know your audience. And here are those 9 aspects I wanted to reiterate for everyone's benefit. Be an attentive speaker. Be clear in your communication. Set the context. Use visual aids in your communication. Non-verbal communication is important. Use hand gestures, facial expressions, tone, and all that. Be relaxed in your communication. Show empathy to other person's point of view and interest. Give and receive feedback. And lastly, know your audience. What do you think about it? If you have any questions, queries, comments, and feedback, please do share below this video. Thank you.